Baltimore from their 17 after the 34-yard punt play action fake. The pass intercepted at the 23-yard line. And that is Alex Highsmith, the rookie out of Charlotte.
7 and oh, hell yeah. Welcome back to 5-Star Matchup. If you dig our content, make sure to subscribe and share. Join our Patreon for exclusives and merch. We're here in the Charm City for our third straight Mike Tomlin Certified 5-Star Matchup, and you better strap in because you've never seen me on a week like this. Couldn't ask for worse weather in a worse place than this, and I for one am feeling all sorts of 2008 about this game before the Boz's silver toe even kicks it off. Coming into this one, Lamar Jackson has played solid but comparatively less spectacular ball. Facing a 3rd and 6, he pulls a Baker Mayfield and chucks a straight up goofy throw, which is obviously picked by Bob the Brick Spillane, who houses it for a 7 faster than you can say. Lamar doesn't even try to throw outside the numbers. 7-0 Steelers. Ravens next series, Action Jackson shows why they call him that as he gives Vince a little and ekes out a yard but draws an absolutely bogus late hit penalty that saves the drive. Look, I'm fair to refs in both ways. Jackson is a 1.5 feet inbounds when Cam touches him and Minka's momentum is carrying him. What are you supposed to do against a running quarterback? This is, excuse me, a horse ball. Ravens still gotta capitalize though, and to their credit, they do, as Willie Snead beats Bob for a gainer and Lamar finds Boykin on 3rd and goal for the tying strike. Drive kept alive by a lame penalty, but they still had to punch it in. Great players do great things. Time to withstand it and prevent the snowball. Next series, Ben stands in, rifles a bullet to the bank for a 1st down, and like so many before him, falls susceptible to a DB strip by the Baltimore Ravens. Great play by Peters, no doubt, but Chase, you're the size of Hulk Hogan. You can't let the guy take the ball out of them 24-inch pythons, brother. Next series, JK I Didn't Write Harry Potter Dobbins takes a handoff and scuttles down the field for an uncharacteristically long gain against the Steelers' run D. It might be time to shift forward in your chair just slightly. 2nd and goal, Jackson takes the snap, bakes a cake, and Bud, the richest man in the universe, Dupree, strip sacks him for another turnover. Individual brilliance bails out the Steelers in a big spot. Roethlisberger and the Steelers offense musters up an extremely feeble 3 and out, including this run, which I actually think is blocked up perfectly if James takes it outside, and they give Baltimore another short field. Hey, I might hate on Lamar Jackson's throwing ability, but I'll never say anything negative about his running ability. He's amazing. Just want to point out his jab step to stay in bounds here. If someone had hit him, would it have been another penalty? Just shows why you can't call penalties like that on a player like that. Jackson tries to find a little more magic on 3rd and forever, but he's forced to remember that TJ Watt is the best defensive player in football, and he chucks up a prayer. On to the 2nd quarter a little later now. Steelers' weakness in this game was their run defense up the middle, and Gus Edwards exploits that for a big chunk, followed by another by Dobbins, and Baltimore is on the attack. 2nd and 7, and just the guy you want on the edge, Bud Dupree bites a hair too hard on the play fake and gets beat by Jackson for another 1st. 2nd and goal, only so much you can do, and the Ravens pull into the lead, 14-7. Interesting moment here as TJ Watt gives Keith Butler a few kind words of encouragement, and man, you love to see this fire. Back onto the so far putrid offense, and a scuffle draws a penalty and ejection of Matt Judon, but a batted pass by Campbell and a sack on Roethlisberger put that drive to an abrupt end. Ben gets his right elbow massaged as I contemplate my very existence in the universe. 2nd and 6, Jackson waits and throws another pick, this time to Joe Hayden, who definitely lifts weights, but it's rightfully and unfortunately overturned. Almost, Joe. Almost. A 3rd down conversion on Action Jackson's legs, and the Ravens are on the attack with under 90 seconds to go in the half. Small gaffe by the coaching staff here as they have 2 timeouts and a clearly gassed defense headed into a 3rd and 10. It's late enough that you're not doing anything if you get the ball. Take the timeout, catch your breath, get a stop. Because I'm completely right about that, the Ravens convert to Snead and grab another chunk with JK I Could Have Been a Steeler Dobbins, and Harbaugh sends out the greatest kicker in the history of the sport for a kick he could make while seated crisscross applesauce. Ravens take a 17-7 lead into the half. All things considered, not as bad as it could be. I know what you're thinking. You're never on camera during 5-Star Matchup. What's up with this? Well, I'm here for a very exciting reason. Just like everyone that matters in sports media, I'm here to tell you that DraftKings has brought their expertise to legal sports betting. It's a legitimate sportsbook based right here in the United States, so you can rest assured that your funds are totally secure. DraftKings, America's top-rated sportsbook app, is safe, secure, and reliable. You can deposit and withdraw your money at your convenience. Download and sign up using the promo code 5STAR. Yeah. DraftKings is offering all new users a deposit bonus up to $1,000 when you use the promo code 5STAR. Head over to the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and check out all they have to offer, including player props, live betting, and so much more. If Sportsbook isn't available in your state yet, don't forget about the DraftKings Fantasy app. They're offering millions of dollars in total prizes every single week. Well, that was weird. On to the third quarter, and let's go, Benjamin. I'm tired of this medium Ben stuff. I signed up for one extra large Benjamin. Ben, who can still make a little time in the pocket these days, shifts and finds wide receiver 1, Juju Smith-Schuster, wide open down the middle for a first down, and Steelers fans everywhere. Exhale just slightly. Drive dies, though, on what I think is a missed pass interference against Jimmy Smith, who feels up Deontay like a teenager in a slasher flick. Unfortunately for the refs, though, it's broad daylight and they somehow miss it. Speaking of missing things, 1st and 10, totally consistent passing quarterback Lamar Jackson stands in and ignores Alex Highsmith's 250-pound self and lobs a little tootsie pop of an interception, which the rookie generously takes care of. Game changed. Sensing the importance of the moment, the Ravens, like the Steelers before them, place shutdown cover linebacker LJ Fort on a guy he has no business trying to cover, and Eric the Friendly Abrontosaurus continues to pour salt on the wounds of Lions and Colts fans everywhere. Suddenly, this is a 3-point game, and the Steelers are back in the driver's seat. Baltimore faces a huge 3rd and 5, and would you look at the pass breakup by Bob the Brick Wall Spillane. If you couldn't see who it was and you just saw the play, you might think it was Joe Hayden. Awesome play keeps the Steelers on the attack. Speaking of going on the attack, Eric Ebron charges a hopeless defender to clear him out and make a nice diving catch. Some will complain this wasn't OPI, but I'm not really sure. Just looked like he went at a flat-footed defender to me. Not his fault, he's way bigger than that dude. Can't imagine any complaints on this one, as Ray draws a PI and a pair to Claypool by the now in-rhythm Roethlisberger has the Steelers in position to retake the lead. But Ben unfortunately takes a sack in a play that looks straight out of 2007, and they face a gotta-have-it 3rd and 4. Where do you go when you gotta have it? You go to wide receiver 1, Juju Smith-Schuster, who if he reminded me any more of Hines Ward, I'd think he was half Korean, and of course he gets the conversion. Extra large Benjamin with fresh garlic on this throw as he rifles another one through defenders to Juju, who I guarantee you is the only guy he trusts enough to throw this to. You know I gotta get it in once. Sign the man for a decade. You're not stopping James Conner when he can smell the end zone, and he plows in for the touchdown. 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go in the third quarter, and I'm quite certain I just heard a pin drop in Baltimore. Steelers 21, Ravens 17. More Action Jackson here, who pulls an epic on TJ and finds Andrews for a big gain. Taking a page out of Marlon Humphrey's playbook, Cam Sutton pops it loose, but the brick can't corral it in bounds. No such luck faking TJ out on 3rd and 8 though, as he gobbles this one up to get the ball back to the Steelers. Just unnecessarily jittery run by McFarland here, as I think he would have gotten a chunk or maybe more if he just hits the outside. Missed opportunity, but it happens. Steelers wave the white terrible towel on 3rd and punt it back. Just for good measure, let's end this quarter with a Bugs and Tuitt meeting at the quarterback, and we're on to the final stanza. This is what Chris Collinsworth might refer to as big boy time. 3rd and 14, Jackson gets an over-aggressive Edmonds to bite and chucks a floater right over his head to flip this game one more time. Nice tackle here by Spillane, who was all over the place today with 10 solo tackles, 2 passes defensed, a TFL, and a fumble recovery. Lamar uses his incredible wheels to roll in for the lead, but a holding call takes it back. To his credit, Jackson is unfazed and stands in the pocket long enough to find a somehow wide open Willie Snead to get most of it right back. Couple plays later, and Jackson rolls right and finds Hollywood Brown for the score, who dances like his mentally ill cousin in Tampa Bay. While I'm here for the pettiness, pretending to be Antonio Brown isn't gonna make me mad, it's just gonna make me laugh at you. What, is he gonna throw some furniture from the top of the stadium next? It's okay, because 7 is waiting in the wings and he's feeling like winning today. Sick catch and run by the Abrontosaurus brings up a gotta have it 3rd and 2. And where do they go? But of course, to the man himself, Ray, there can be only one McLeod on a creative crosser. Add in a face mask and the Steelers are in business. Another pair here by wide receiver 1 Juju Smith-Schuster converts, and this is gutsy football. Empty backfield, just trusting your quarterback and the best receiver to play pitch and catch. Love to see it. 1st and 10, Ben tries a shot to chase the bank, who can't quite make the catch, but per usual uses his giant-ass body to draw a PI, and the Steelers are in the red zone. Oh, Randy Fiechner sucks? Well, check out this little subversion of expectation on 1st and 10 as Claypool boxes out Marlon Humphrey to make space for Juju to grab and go inside of the 10. Sucky start, no doubt, but this offense was creative down the stretch. Feeling a little rich in the pocket, Large Benjamin decides it's time for a direct deposit at the bank, and your Pittsburgh Steelers are not just dueling, but they're back in the lead with 7.5 minutes to go. You cannot lose this game. Because we all know the Steelers' only purpose is to physically try to give us heart attacks, they give up a whole drive without Lamar even needing to throw. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, heart attack statistics go through the roof on daylight savings time switches. So if you're watching this from anywhere other than a hospital bed, you came out on top. Lamar for 3 on 1st, and Dobbins for a couple sets up a crucial 3rd and 5. Jackson, again not trusting his arm, look at 27 and 83, tries to scramble, but nice tackle by the big man Bugs sets up our 5-star
play of the game.
Lamar Jackson in the empty set. On 4th and 3. He communicates an audible, wide side to his right. He's back, he wants to run, and he gets nowhere. Did he get the first down? Vince Williams said no, and I think the ball's going to go over on downs. Yes, it does.
Robert Villain picked up the ball.
Wow.
On 4th and 3, in a gotta-have-it moment, the Pittsburgh Steelers stopped the greatest running quarterback in the league for a 2-yard gain and a fumble. You could talk about the first half and first part of this drive all you want, but when it matters most, don't f***ing run at my team. Fumble recovered by Spillane, but the Steelers aren't out of the woods yet. Great throw and catch to Deontay that goes for a 1st down against any other team leads to a 3rd and 1 and a chance to close this out. Because we're actually supposed to asphyxiate today, Connor can't get there, and it's time to give the Ravens one last chance. You want a legacy? This is how you build one. Win this game. 1st and 10, Jackson misses a wide open Andrews and instead throws what should be an obvious intentional grounding as he gets clobbered by Do It To It. He's in the pocket and there's no one within 10 yards of this throw. Explain to me why it's not a penalty. Awful throw on 3rd misses Andrews, and it's still not time to win this game. A tepid rush leads to a busted coverage, and Jackson makes him pay one last time to put the Ravens in scoring range, but with no timeouts, they gotta hustle to get the spike in. In an ironic and pathetic twist of fate, Ravens fans boo Steelers captain and noted great dude Cam Hayward for giving them a free timeout by getting hurt. Prayers up for the big man, who I hear is okay. 8 seconds to go, Jackson takes the snap and ignores 2 wide open receivers on outs until he's about to get sacked and throws incomplete. 5 seconds to go. It's a tired but great defense against a dynamic quarterback who can take it to the house in a heartbeat if you take one wrong step. It's winning time.
For Lamar Jackson, here's the snap. He's back. Steps up, fires for the goal line, and the pass is broken up at the goal line. And that is terrific job by the Steelers secondary.
On the biggest play of the biggest game of the season for 2 of the league's top teams, Lamar Jackson puzzlingly doesn't use his greatest weapon, his legs, and simply drops back and chucks it right at the best free safety in the game, Minka Fitzpatrick. I heard Harbaugh complain about this being a hit to the head by Minka, and I really think that's a shame because this was a hard-fought and well-played game that is undoubtedly an instant classic in a series that has given us many. Minka is going for the ball 100%, to the point where I'm almost mad at him for not trying to just knock it down. To say this was a dirty play or should have been a penalty just puts a damper on a spectacular end to a spectacular game. But you know what? We do not care. Your Pittsburgh Steelers are 7-0. The Steelers won this game because they sustained a flurry of body blows by one of the league's toughest teams, 2 weeks in a row, mind you. They may have gone to the ground once or twice, but they picked their asses up off the mat and notched a 12th round knockout in their biggest rival's house. I haven't said it yet, but you better believe I'm taking the opportunity now. The 2020 Pittsburgh Steelers feel special. And at 7-0, who's gonna tell them they aren't? Here we go. If you're still here, check out our Patreon. We're nearing the end of our first run of promotional merch, and I don't think you want to miss it because it's going to be a collector's item someday.